Desde las vibrantes calles de El Paso, Texas, emerge una voz que resuena no solo en el corazón de América, sino en rincones de Japón y Europa. Ella es Krystall Poppin, la rapera latina que está redefiniendo el hip hop, con letras poderosas que inspiran y reflejan. Su música es un grito de empoderamiento que se ha alzado a nivel mundial. Con un estilo y sonido únicos, Krystall representa algo nunca antes visto en la industria, consolidándose como la latina dorada del hip hop. Hoy en D Mente, sumérgete en su mundo y descubre la magia detrás de la música. Bienvenida, Krystall Poppin.
All right, Krystall Poppin.
Hello.
It's an honor to have you and have the opportunity to talk to you about your journey to where you're at today. So
Yes.
Thank you for making that time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, I think one of people's biggest fears has always been performing.
Definitely, for sure. It used to be my fear, actually. So it was something that I had to get over. I had very severe anxiety, actually, and this is actually part of my speech. So I kind of explained to everyone that I used to have really bad anxiety, and getting on stage with I would have panic attacks before I got on stage. And, I wouldn't even be able to talk because I was scared that if I talked, I would just just let everyone have it. So, and I started just talking to myself and letting myself know if this is something I'm serious about and this is something I want to do, I have to overcome my fear of the stage. And through practice and through time and through just learning throughout my career, I definitely feel that it's something that I have conquered now, and the stage has become somewhere that I feel like I can be my most self, I think.
Now, obviously, when did you ever identify why you were feeling that fear? And the reason I'm going there is because the management of the emotions. Earlier on today, you said I'm a little nervous, but then you said I'm excited.
Yes.
Immediately, that told me you've been somehow trained in your mind to control what you feel.
Definitely.
And that's a very strong power.
Definitely.
So if you take us back to that moment, what were the things that you had to change in your mind to say, okay, despite of fear, I move? Was it just as simple as converting, let's say, nervousness into excitement?
Excitement, yes. So it was literally a key moment where I was explaining my anxiety and, just my fear of the stage. And I think my fear came from me being scared of failing in front of people. You know what I mean? Failing in any way, falling on my face, forgetting my lyrics, just not doing as well as I wanted to, although I was excited to go on stage.
Yeah.
And just that mix of emotions kind of made me feel scared of not delivering. And
any insecurities on top?
Definitely,
also,
yeah. I think I definitely have insecurities that I have also had to accept myself. You know what I mean? When you're in the light, people tear you apart. People pick you apart piece by piece. They'll even tell you. They'll make you have insecurities that you don't even know you're not even aware of, and then they want you to become insecure about it. And that's definitely something that's happened to me for sure. So you have to have thick skin when you do this, for sure. And I think that throughout time, I've just grown to love myself, and it has helped me love what I do, and I think it goes hand in hand, me wanting to do this for sure kind of forced me to self-talk better to myself, be more positive with myself, be more
the reason that I'm pounding on that concept is I have lived firsthand how powerful it is to be on a stage.
Yes.
A lot of successful people say that one of the reasons they're able to be so successful is because they can compress activity and they can compress time. Compressing activity meaning through your music, just like a successful entrepreneur who can speak on stage. If you think about an Elon Musk of the world, he's probably not performer, he's the business person, but he dominates the stages.
Yes.
And so I believe that regardless of what it is that you're doing, you've got to break that barrier, right? And that's why it's important that people know that it's okay with whatever they may be feeling, because I think all of us that right now could feel better on stage have been in that situation where we would rather die than be on a stage.
I heard something one time that someone's like, if you were to speak at a funeral, some people would rather be the one in the coffin than to speak at the funeral, right?
That's true. It's true.
It's so true. But I think that I had to really change. So I wanted to point out something, and it's actually a big part of my speech, is that when I was explaining my anxiety to a friend one time, they told me, I was like so nervous all the time, and like I can't handle it, but I want to do this. Like, what should I do? And they're like, you know what? Nervousness and excitement are the exact same feeling. It's just the way you perceive it. That changed my life. That little sentence right there changed my entire life. It helped me conquer my fear. It helped me control my anxiety. And it really started helping me look at my life in a different light, to where it is really all in your head. It really is the way you talk to yourself. It really is the way you look at things. Like, if you can change your perspective on things, you can really find your way, you know, to success, to conquering fear, to anything, any situation. It really is the way you look at it, you know?
But just, I mean, it's so profound what you just said. Here's why. Because you said one little paradigm shift, just one little concept changed your life.
Changed my life.
One concept. And so that's why this podcast or this interviews are so important, because it could be that one little idea. We don't know what it is. Maybe for everybody watching, it could be different for everybody. But point is that I believe in that so much. Therefore, I tell people, you know, I can go back to some books I read, and one little financial concept in my world has changed my life financially. Just like in your world, just changing that mindset made you more comfortable on stages. Just to kind of close the loop on this whole idea of going on stages despite of fear. You said when you first got on stages, right? You were comfortable because you had your music rehearsed, your act done. But then all of a sudden came to a hard stop, and just transitioning from one song to the next, you're like, what do I say? What do I say? Right?
I would freak out, yeah.
Right.
So I kind of went through evolution, you know, through the stage, you know, for sure. It went from me freaking out totally to me like being comfortable performing, and then, oh my God, now I have to switch songs, now I have to talk to the crowd, now I'm freaking out, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
and in that, like, I want to know that it's okay being comfortable in your own skin.
Yes.
Like, you know, because there's something there that I think is missing. It I know that you probably experienced, which is you realize that you can express your true ways of thinking, right, and just be comfortable in your own skin. Definitely. And that's when you kind of found freedom on stages, right? Because now you say, I can speak 10 minutes if everything, all the
everything else is going wrong, like I can be up there, and I don't know, like I just let it come to me.
Though. That's just you.
Yeah, it's just happening. I've definitely, and that came with practice, like being, I guess, experienced.
Yeah, so you said something, you're like, oh, that's okay, and then you said something else. Oh, so it's okay being me. It's okay, right? So sometimes we put too much pressure on what people are judging us. Okay, cool. Now let's talk about your art, because that's where it's exciting. As you take us back to, what was that one moment where you, I mean, was it just one moment that you woke up one day and said, I'm gonna be an artist?
No, that actually never happened.
Okay, take us back. I think people want to know how you that came to be.
So the way that I started making music was I would just write in a notebook. I would just kind of like write my thoughts and like get my feelings out on paper, and then it started rhyming. Like my notebook started rhyming after a while. And then when that happened, I started like memorizing all these rhymes. And then, you know, I was like a troubled kid and stuff, so I would go out to party a lot and like, you know, and I would go to parties alone. Like I wouldn't really like have friends and stuff. So at these parties, people usually started rapping, you know what I mean? Like little raps would like, little ciphers would like pop up everywhere. And I jumped in a cipher one day and I was like, I spit one of these little like rhymes I had. And after that, someone was like, you should rap. Like, do you rap? And I was like, no. And they're like, you should rap, you should record yourself. And that's what really, I was like, like, let me start going to the studio. So I went to the studio one day and I made my first song, and that's really
So someone saw in you what you didn't see in yourself.
I didn't
in the
even know
beginning?
existed.
There was something you shared with me off camera. I don't know if it's okay, but you say, hey, listen, I was going through a difficult time as I was growing up, as a little girl and everything, right? I sort of found music like my exit, because I think we're always looking for that emotional state, right? That comfort us.
Yeah.
So you found that sort of a comfort space, a comfort world in the music. And so that made you were first a consumer, like most people, and then you switched to a creative mode. after somebody, well, if somebody told you that you had a rap, means that you had somehow already started to do these things, right? So you sort of started to shine in that way for somebody to identify it.
To point it out, right?
Yeah. But the question is, that how did you then came to be? Like, how do you well, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I found my true passion. I found what I want to do.
That happened the day I made my first song. As soon as I heard, so the recording process is very awkward for the first time because you have these headphones on, you can't hear anything else that's going on. You know, like there's this microphone, you want to like be in the mic, but you have to kind of be far. It's like, it's just such an awkward experience the first time. And I think a lot of artists can agree. But, so I'm going through this awkward moment, right? I'm just kind of like figuring it out. I also have a notebook, like I'm trying to read my raps and stuff. And then like the engineers over there like messing with your voice. Yeah, it's a whole different world. You go in, it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
But when they played it back, they're like, all right, it's ready. You can hear it now. So I put the headphones on and they played the song back to me. And I heard myself on the beat for the first time. I was like, oh my God. I was like,
oh, cool.
This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, this is it. Boom. Like, that was the moment.
And so what were those challenges? Like, one of the things that I believe it makes a difference between true winners, dream chasers, is how they overcome challenges. Now you've told me, I don't know how much in depth you want to go through a lot of the challenges you went through, but mainly, I mean, they made you who you are today, right? But some of the challenges you went through where you said, maybe somebody discouraged you, a situation that, it was perfect for you to just say, I'm going to pack up and never do this again. Did that ever happen to you?
Absolutely, all the time. But when you do this, or when you believe in yourself, there's going to be people that want to stop you from doing that because some people haven't accomplished believing in themselves.
That's a big one, yeah.
So when you believe in yourself, they can't accept that because they haven't been able to do it, so they want to stop you from doing that. And they want you to not believe that. So that's where haters come from. That's where people come from. Online, everything, even in person at the shows, when you're even walking around doing an interview and people are just, like I had to learn to get over that because I had to start realizing that it wasn't even personal, it was something in them that they want to stop because they have an issue with themselves and they can't accept seeing someone who doesn't have the same issue with themselves.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's something that I had to learn, and I think that has helped me. Like realizing that it's that helped me accept more like what people are saying about me. Not accept it as like I'm accepting what they're saying, but just like brush it off and not let it hit me in the heart.
Thanks for sharing that. Now, in wrapping up, because I'm sure we'll have a chance to hopefully do a part 2.
Yes.
When you're creating your music, what do you focus on mainly communicating?
It really depends, but I think that when I'm there, I definitely think about like what is the point of this song. So when I'm hearing a beat or something like that, and I'm in the studio and just letting the music happen, I kind of ask myself like, what am I trying to say? That's kind of how I start. I mean, like, what's the point of this song? Like, that's really what I want to do. That's what I do. And it usually comes from a place where I want to either spread a positive message to where it's like something I overcame, to kind of like give hope to people who are going through a bad situation themselves. With my song Livin', I do that. Maybe I want to just have fun and kind of like let people know like I'm a fun time, like really like I'm a hard worker. I love work. I kind of love work a little too much, you know what I mean? But at the same time,
when you're passionate about it, you don't even feel it like work.
Exactly. But I'm the kind of person that loves to bring the team together at the end of the day and just be like, let's go grab a drink, guys. Like, it's on me, like y'all did a great job. Like I'm also that kind of person,
Sure.
So I also feel like I like to capture that feeling in my music as well. So I'll make really fun songs that you can just have fun to and just forget about your problems, you know? I do songs like that. I also like to write about love, because I used to write a lot about like not wanting to be in love. You know what I mean? So because I always thought.
Well, where did that came from? I didn't mean to completely get you.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. So I used to write about like not wanting to be in love because of the fact that I felt like I had never had true love. You know what I mean? Like even like through.
So
not even romantically.
Krystall was in there somehow.
I was
like nobody's really loving.
No one's really loving me.
Yeah.
And I definitely went through that, even through like friendships. You know what I mean? Like I said, like it took me a long time to like start really gaining real friends, and you know, I was just kind of like this hurt little girl inside and stuff. So like when I started rapping, there was this kind of like aggressiveness towards love and like in general just towards people, like pushing them away and kind of feeling like. You know what I mean? Kind of that's, and when I first started, like you can definitely hear that in my music. But I think that I've grown, my heart has grown, people have grown with me. And so now I definitely talk about like different things to where I'm just like accepting of love, kind of like uplifting women for sure. I'm starting to see myself write about like, especially when I'm just talking, you know, like when I'm making those fun songs. It's really easy to be like talking down on women, but now I really want to. Now I'm saying like, now I'm talking about like, oh, girls, like let's go. We don't need these guys, you know, like you know, just kind of like bringing women together. I really love that. I really love talking, like hyping up the women when I'm on stage, kind of letting them know like this is our moment. Like like the guys had their fun with the other performers. Like this is our time right now, girls. Like turn up, you know. So that's something I still like to talk about.
Very cool. And so what are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm working towards an album. So it's been a couple years since my last album, like my full-length album. And I think now it's time, especially after all the growth that I've had since my last album, Raw Gold Honey. It's time for me to show everyone how much I've grown, how I've matured, what I've been through, share my experiences. I definitely feel like in this industry, there are like people who look up to me, and they've told me this before, like I look up to you, give me advice.
It's a great responsibility.
It is a big responsibility, and I definitely don't want to waste that. You know, I want to use my platform to kind of share the knowledge that I've gained, what I've learned through business in this
Sure, above and beyond the music.
Definitely, for sure, because I've definitely experienced bad things in this industry, you know, business-wise and stuff, and I definitely would love to help younger artists, up-and-coming artists avoid these things that I've already learned. So if I could communicate that through my music and just kind of let everyone know, like, you know, I've worked hard to get here, and let me show you why. You know?
Very cool. Thank you very much for the leadership. Thank you for being a doer.
Yes, thank you.
An inspirational person, and obviously, I always say one of the most noble things a human can do is lead by example. So, thank you for that. Let's hug it out.
Thank you. Yes,
right?
thank you so
very
much.
And I'm sure you got a lot of positive nuggets from this interview with Krystall Poppin. Make sure that you follow her. We'll put all the information in this, somewhere around this video. Make sure that you share and of course subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.